Okay, so we now have one stitch on our needle. This is the needle we're going to hold in our left hand. So there's a few different ways you can hold your needle. I always find that it's a bit different for everyone. I like to hold mine like this. You want to have your stitches relatively close to the tip of the needle, as when you're knitting, this is where everything's kind of happening. So you want to be quite up there close to the ends, but this is how I hold them. I think you'll probably find your own way as you settle into a rhythm. So you can start off like that and then maybe change it as you go. But yeah, there's no right and wrong way. It's whatever works for you. So now we've got one stitch on the needle. We're going to cast on a few more stitches. So you're going to hold the yarn in your hand again. This time you're holding the end that is attached to the ball. And you want the yarn to go over your first finger. You're going to bring your left hand holding the needle around and in front of that first finger, creating a cross. So once you've got that little cross on your first finger, you then want to slide the needle into the loop. So that cross has created a loop. You're going under the yarn and you're sliding the needle from the bottom of your finger to the top. Then once the needle is into that loop, you can take your finger out. And then if we turn it back round, if you pull on that yarn, you should have another loop on your needle. So you now have 2 stitches cast on. So I'm going to do that for every single one of these 12 stitches. So we've got 2 already, so I'm going to do it 10 more times. So you want to hold the yarn in your hand like this, over your first finger, bring the needle round, creating a cross, and then you're going underneath the yarn from the bottom of the finger to the top. So you're not just going up here, you've got to create the cross and then go underneath it. So this is called an ewrap cast on because it wraps the yarn around like a little letter E. So we've now got 3 stitches. So let's do that a couple more times. So it's bring the needle across, creating that little X, then slide the needle up the finger, take the finger out and pull the yarn. So you want to pull these relatively tight. This cast on edge has a tendency to get a bit looser once you've started knitting. So for a nice neat edge like this one, you want to make sure that you pull these relatively tight as you go, so that they're not too loopy on your next row. Okay, so we're on 4. So let's do that again. So cross the yarn over, then slide the needle up your finger and pull it out. So that's bring the needle across, slide it up, take the finger out, and we've got 7 stitches now, so let's do that again for 8, then bring it across, slide it up your finger, so now we've got 10 loops, so you're counting every single one of the loops on your needle as a stitch, including that slip knot. So I've got 10 at the moment, so I'm going to do another 2. So that's over the first finger, bring it round, then slide the needle up the finger, and again. So now I've got my 12 stitches.